probably in the early days of my clinical practice and doing lots of writing when I saw that. And I was so alarmed at that. Oh, so he goes on from that, and he says to the audience, does anybody in this audience have children? Half the audience raises their hand. He said, do you know children? So of course, everybody in the audience has their hand raised. And he said, it is for those of you that have your hand raised, which was everybody, to let you know that the children that you have your hand raised for will die 10 years before my generation due to dietary-related diseases, insulin resistance, diabetes, diabetes type 2, cancer, autoimmune condition, everything that we've talked about today. So I listened to that, I replayed it again. I replayed it to like 14 times, and my husband's like, are you in love with Jamie Oliver? I'm like, yes. So I emailed Jamie Oliver's office in the UK, and I said, I'm a writer, I write for a lot of the publications. I said, I would like to see that research. I said, it's really important to me. I said, you're saying that the next generation, there's evidence-based to say that they will die 10 years before us due to dietary-related diseases. Yeah, so is that not extraordinary to you? Like, that is extraordinary to me. That something that we voluntarily do will lead to this situation where our children will be at risk of dying earlier than us. To me, that is extraordinary. But here's the thing. Now you are armed and dangerous. You have some secret weapons to share. And how simple is that? Eat real whole food as much as possible. And when you're not, you're going to divide by the number 4, and you're going to make a conscious decision about it. Right? Okay. Let's move on to diet soft drink, because this always comes up. So diet soft drink, I won't stay on it too long. I would rather you have a can of Coke than to have Diet Coke, right? So my friend Joseph McCullough runs a very big health and wellness company in the United States. He's very much a researcher. He starts to research all about artificial sweeteners, and he writes a book called Sweet Deception. And Johnson & Johnson manufactures a lot of these artificial sweeteners. And so he starts to do a lot of research. He's a research-based doctor. And Johnson & Johnson sends him a paper that's about 20 pages long with a lawsuit and says, if you produce this book, we're going to sue you and sue your company. We're going to take you down. We're a big company. And he looks at all, and he looks at his book, and it was all evidence-based, all research. And he said, go ahead and sue me then. So it's a very interesting and alarming book that we know. We don't have all the evidence about these artificial sweeteners causing cancer, but we have a hell of a lot of yellow flags. And I always say to people, if there's a yellow flag waving, veer around it. Don't use the artificial sweetener. Use something called stevia. Right? Does anybody know stevia? Okay, it's a great bridge when you're looking to go low sugar. And if you don't like stevia, try something that's emerging on the market called monk fruit, M-O-N-K, fruit. You'll see a lot of that coming into the market. It doesn't have the same aftertaste as stevia. How about this? That airline pilots in the United States several years ago were not allowed to have a diet soft drink 48 hours before they flew because of all the neurological effects, from migraines to sight, etc. Like, how come the rest of the world doesn't know that? If pilots can't be having that, why should our kids be having 2 or 3 of them a day?